it's time to tackle the hallway. So here is a brief look around the hallway before, because I have a teeny tiny hallway which now leads straight into the kitchen. So if you've been following all of the renovation vlogs, you would have seen me do a lot of painting about 2 videos ago. So I'm going to try and not bore you with too much painting, but I do have to do a little bit today before we can do the fun stuff and add and change some of the light fittings and the sockets, and I don't know, start to put our stamp on it now. So my hallway before was painted, oh God, probably a decade ago, and it is Laura Ashley cotton, I think, and I used a matte finish, which I don't recommend using a matte finish in a hallway because it's a high traffic area. I think like something that's maybe a mid sheen, or yeah, maybe an eggshell, just so you can wipe it down. So where my shoe cabinet goes was a little bit scuffed up, and yeah, just some marks all over the place because I've been moving a lot of things around recently. If you missed any of the previous videos, or if you are brand new here, welcome. I am on Operation Warming everything up. I was saying in the previous video when I was doing the painting that I want a nice warm kind of creamy neutral, because I went through my grey and greyish phase and it left the room feeling quite cold. So when I was doing the renovation works in the kitchen and all the lovely light that is coming in now, the grey tone, it was kind of more of a greyish, it just still felt too cool toned. So I have this lovely colour that I'm obsessed with. And because the hallway is so small and it leads right into this space now, I'm going to continue with the colour drenching and warm it up. Now, I have a lot of woodwork trim to fix, and I also need to, so you'll see I randomly have a green door. And I remember years ago being in my friend's house and her mom had the best shabby chic style. And I remember she had like doors that were different colours, some were wood, but I remember she had this green door. And she was my inspiration for having a green bathroom door. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have to paint those 2 doors to just make them match. And I think I'm going to do them in the same colour as the wall, but obviously in a satin wood, because I don't want the doors to be the feature, if that makes sense. I want the doors to just blend in. Now those doors, well, the green door, the paint, I don't know, I'm gonna have to take that one off. If you saw the video back in summertime where I took off the other door to give it a proper paint job, that's what's gonna have to happen with the green one, because some areas there's a bit of blocking and a bit of lifting and it just needs a good scrub and a sand. So yeah, it's gonna have to come off them hinges, and the hinges are probably painted. If you saw that video in summertime, the hinges were painted and I had to it was confession time, my DIY sins. I confessed to painting hinges. I know better now. I know better now. Just like in the last painting video, I am using my good old 8-foot pole and my 12-inch roller. Yeah, 12-inch roller. And I have a smaller little roller for getting in between the trim. And this is great. It's just because my hallway is so narrow. It was great when I was doing the kitchen because I wasn't really whacking off things. But when I'm in the tiny hallway section near the door, the pole is obviously quite big. And I didn't want to whip out the small 9-inch one because honestly, I didn't want to paint or have to clean another paint tray, so I had to just maneuver myself and paint at some weird angles to get those 2 walls done in the hallway without whacking off each of the sides of the wall. I'm also going to change the ceiling lights that are in the hall, and it feels weird because a month ago, or well maybe 5 weeks at this stage, the hall was its own room, so it had like doors that closed off it, and now it's not, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's so open plan now. So you used to walk in the hallway and there was a door to the kitchen, there was a door into the room beside the kitchen. It wasn't open plan. So now to feel, I walk in and there's those 2 doors are gone, and I just walk straight into the kitchen and I'm met with this lovely view of the back garden, and there's just so much light and it feels so much bigger, like this space can breathe. So I'm going to change the 2 ceiling lights lights. And a quick story time, I didn't pick them. When I first moved into the house, I was 25 back in 2013. And I remember being so busy working my full-time job, and I didn't have a minute to think of like what things I wanted to change in the house. And an ex-boyfriend wanted red, black and chrome decor. And thank God I wasn't on YouTube back in them days. I need to see if I can root out some pictures from like 2013. But those two light fittings, because there used to be doors there, like, I don't know, you never paid any attention to them. But now you can see them. So I will be changing those as well later on in the video, just to make everything match and be brass. So brass and cute lampshades. No more chrome. Don't ever let a man decorate your house. just wait. Oh, my fellow seasonal affective disorder sufferers, the clocks have changed. And you don't need me to tell you that, because I'm sure you were going, oh no. When you saw them clocks changing at Halloween, you're probably like, here we go, it's time. Operation must not turn into a hibernating bear for winter has begun. Now, one of the good things about the clocks changing is we actually have the sunshine back in the morning. I was struggling a bit in October, and I was like, oh no, I hope seasonal affective hasn't come early, because the mornings get so dark. It was 8 o'clock when it was getting bright, and then the clocks went back or forward or changed, and the morning has an extra hour. I know it's not for long. I think come December, January, it's back to being dark at 8 in the morning or later, but I'm counting down the days to the winter solstice in December. So I always share over the years about going, like, having to get outside. So this time of year I have to get outside, even if it's just for a bit of walk, bit of vitamin D. Obviously with the renovation works this year, I have more light coming into the kitchen. So even if it gets dark at 4 or 5 o'clock, that's after making a massive difference already. But for me, exercise, and especially in winter, it's the one thing I can do to get like an instant bit of serotonin. Anyone who suffers in the dark evenings, you will take any crumb of serotonin you can get. And for me, exercise is what gives me that. My exercise consists of a walk, jog with a slight incline on the route that I do. But something that I was missing was strength training. And I even bought myself some weights off Amazon during summertime, and they just sat gathering dust. So I signed up to the Trainwell app, and I took the quiz, and I got paired with a personal trainer. Shout out to Jill. I love Jill. And she put together like a strength training and mobility program for me. So my needs is, I was doing 0 strength training aside from the gardening workouts, sweeping the leaves. I'm 37, and I know that we lose muscle as you get older, and you lose it quite quickly. Use it or lose it. So that was something I was conscious of. Also going into the next decade, there's a lot of hormonal changes as well. And just from chatting to like my friends, a lot of them were saying like strength training. Don't just do cardio, do some strength. So that is what I'm doing. But I'm doing it I'm not doing this to get ripped. I'm doing it for energy. The strength as well comes in handy, especially with what I do, but also mobility as well. I was putting my runners on one of the days, and I felt like, oh, I need to sit down on the step. It's easier if I sit on the step to put my runners on. And I'm like, no. When I was younger, I would just boom, boom, runners on. So I want to work on my mobility as well. So I did a call with Jill telling her my needs, and also like my inexperience with using weights as well, and the tools that I have. I have some booty bands, and I have 1, 2 and 3 kilogram weights on a mat. That's all I have. So she put together a program for me. I find gyms really, really overwhelming, and especially first thing in the morning. They are loud, there's a spin class going on, the tunes are pumping. It's a bit of a shock to the system for me anyway. I have no clue how to use any of the gym equipment. So I would walk in and be like, I don't know what to do here. So Jill put together a program for me. So I have 3 times a week I do strength, and I still go on my walks and all to get outside. So I have a warm up, and then I have my strength, and then at the end I have a mobility, like cool down, and I do some mobility exercises. And then Jill will change up my program every 4 weeks. So last week I started a new program, so that keeps it new for my body, so I don't get used to doing the same workouts. And also Jill will increase the intensity, but you do have that one-to-one contact with your personal trainer. So if something is too easy or if something is too hard, Jill can reduce the repetitions, or she can give you like a different exercise. I struggle doing core exercises. I find it strains my neck. So Jill tweaks the exercises then for me to give me something that's a bit easier. So that is my plan for the winter months, is if I can stay consistent. And also on the app, you have your streak. So I think I'm on a 30-day streak, or 33-day streak at the minute. But also what I like about the app is if you are having a heavy week, so if you have a lot of work on, or if you're traveling, or if you're sick as well, you literally have your personal trainer. You can just chat with them and say, listen, I'm actually sick this week, and they can tweak things. You can also push back a workout as well, so you could do it the next day, or you have plan B exercises as well, so when life gets a bit too busy. For me, I'm like a morning exercise girly. I get up, I want to just, especially this time of year, that morning sluggishness, I'll do my exercise within the first half hour of getting up. And then I'll have my breakfast and then carry on with the day. So you can sign up to the Train Well app, and you can take the quiz to get matched with your perfect personal trainer. So whatever your needs are, you will be matched with someone suitable. And you will get 14 days, so you'll get 2 weeks of free personal training. So you can scan the QR code on screen, but I've also put a link in the description as well for you to go and check it out. So that is my plan for the winter months, is to stay consistent with exercise, because that bit of serotonin hit from exercise really does make a massive difference. If you have any other little hacks for the dark evenings, I'm trying to embrace them as well, and not trying to push against and resist it, but at the same time I don't want to be going to bed at 7 o'clock in the evening. So any tips for the dark nights, as always, pop them into the comment section. Now, I need to go and get changed, and then I need to go and get light bulbs for these lights, or I won't know if I fitted them correctly if I don't have light bulbs in them. Miss Bug, I just want to show everyone my to-do list today. Sorry, my shopping list. Light bulbs, crowbar, filler, caulk, check attic first. I need to check the attic first. Now, I need to find, I need light bulbs for the lights. And in order to, I need to see which kind. I think they're the screw ones. It is the screwy candle ones. I'm gonna sound like my dad, because he was an absolute miser. But the price of light bulbs. Remember, I was doing the bedroom this time last year, and I changed the light fittings on the hallway, or not hallway, the landing, and in the bedroom. And I have a light that's kind of similar to this one, but it's only 3 lights. This is 5. And I remember being like, I don't know why I thought a light bulb would be like maybe €2 or €3. We will get a price on them, but I remember being in Woodies and I was like, how much? I think it was like 50 quid per light fitting. So in Ireland, there's a joke. Also, apologies, my washing machine is on, because whenever I have a day off, it's the washing machine is on rotation. So apologies about that. I hope it's not picking up. In Ireland, there's a joke about putting the big light on. So the lights that I'm going to hopefully fit today, they're the big lights. So in Ireland, and I remember even growing up, you'd put the big light on if you needed to find the remote. But if you were sitting cozy, it was always lamps. A lamp or a side light. And the big light only went on. And even I must do it. Next time my brothers or something is here, I'm going to just come in and put the big light on. It's like, you know that episode of Downton Abbey in the first season where an icon, R.I.P. Maggie Smith, but Remember, they got the electricity installed in Downton, and she's sitting in the room, and she's like this, where her, I think she had a fan or something, and she's like, it's so bright. That's what it's like if you turn the big light on for an Irish person. I don't know why Irish people go fancy and get spotlights installed in their ceilings, or fancy lights, uplighting things, because we never use them. We go around with candlesticks. No, we don't really, but there is a joke in Ireland about the big light. The big light. And that's what I'm going to install today. And I'm going to spend, I don't know, probably 50, 60 euro on light bulbs, on lights that I won't turn on because they're the big lights. Please let me know. Is it a thing in the UK as well with the big light? I don't know. But I know my parents, they never put the big light on unless you lost the remote control and you needed to find it. It's all about the lamps. It's all about cosy lamps in Ireland. Now the kitchen, like, look how big this. So this is my old. Do you see that? That is because this used to be like my office. So that's like a daylight light bulb. It's insanely bright. It's insanely bright. So that would be an absolute shock for an Irish person. And then over here, this old light up here. So this light is warmer. Now I do use this one in the kitchen. There's a light bulb gone in it as well. Those light bulbs I don't think they fit into the new one. So yeah. I have also misplaced my crowbar. I cannot find it anywhere. I don't think it's in the garden because I wouldn't leave something like that in the garden. I think maybe when the builders were cleaning up, they may have mistaken well, in fairness, their crowbar was huge. Mine is only a small one. Cannot find it anywhere. I'm going to purchase a new crowbar and I bet you I'll find my old crowbar. But you know how I love my crowbar. Hang on, I need my car keys. I will fill you in about why I need to get a crowbar. I did have a floor person here yesterday and I haven't heard back from them today. They said they were going to send over a quote. Now it's only first thing in the morning. So he did say it'll be in like the next 1 to 2 days. But yeah, the skirting boards. He was like, if you want to keep the skirting boards, they have to come off for what I want done. You can't put the floor down with the skirting boards already here. So he says they have to come off. And because I want to paint the skirting boards, like I don't want wooden ones. I mean, the wood would be cute, but all the rest is like in the sitting room is all painted skirting boards and stuff. So he was saying, because I said, can I recycle the skirting boards? And he was like, yeah, like you can try. And he showed me a way of getting them off gently. But I don't know if I want to do this job because it would mean that all the skirting boards come off and I can sand and prep and paint them like standing up, not having to be down on the floor. I basically don't want to paint skirting boards when the floor goes down because I don't want to wreck the floor and also I don't want to break my back. But he did say if you paint the skirting boards when they're off, you will have your nail holes when you go to stick them on. But all you'll have to do is go around there and then fill it in and do any touch-ups on the paint. So the flooring is still a good few weeks away. Well, depending on what he gets back to me today. So it means that the paint would, if I do them soon, they will have cured. So paint dries in a few hours, but then it can take a couple of days for the paint to cure. And while the paint is curing is when it's more prone to chips. So that's why, like, if you paint something and you use it too soon, the paint can chip. But if you leave it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it all depends on the paint, then it's less likely to chip because it has cured. So I've shared that before, but yeah, there's a difference between drying time and cure time. So it can be touch dry, but it might not cure. It's more so with painted pieces of furniture and wood and trim and doors. So I'm going to get my crowbar. One job leads to another job, leads to another job, leads to another job. So I'm going to get light bulbs and a crowbar and we will worry about skirting boards in another video. Now, just a little life update on the light bulbs. I don't know, they weren't as expensive as I thought. It's $10.99 for 3. Was it? Yeah, it was. And I needed to get 4 packets. I need 5 per each, and then I have 2 left over that I need for the lamps upstairs. But when I look on the website where I bought the lights, they sell 5 of them for $23.50. Why am I getting obsessed with the price of light bulbs? Do you know what triggered this? Let's be real. I kept the receipt as well. I bought a garlic and cheese chip the weekend, right? Garlic and cheese chip, $6.99. They used to be like €4. See, inflation, you only notice it when it affects the garlic and cheese chips. $6.99. $6.99 for garlic and cheese chips. So now I keep looking at the price of things, going. Anyway, yeah, the light bulbs weren't too bad. But, riddle me this, they have these other light bulbs, right? So a 3-pack of them is $10.99. And then you could buy one on its own. Now, it wasn't that brand, but it was that model, twisty candlelight, LED, 400 lumens, whatever, 40 watt. And it was like €10 on its own. And I was like, well, if I have to buy 10 of them, that's €100. But instead it was 40 because I got the packets of 3. Anyway, who was spending €10 on a light bulb when you've got 5 of them to put on the thing? Okay, I don't know what to tackle first. I need to find the brass light switches in the room of doom. In the room of doom. Or will I try and fit these lights first? And then that'll be a win for the day. And then I can do the brass switches. I have a problem, always. I have a little problem. There's no instructions in the box. I purposely bought this, I'm on the website, I purposely bought this because it can be a chandelier and not a chandelier. I can't have chandeliers for this reason. My house, you would literally whack I'm 4'11" and I'd whack my head. But Yug is having an absolute field day in the box. I have to let her have her fun. On the website it has a picture of it as option B, which is what I want. But there's no instructions. Now let's tackle the big light. Now I must say, I am just sharing how I am putting the lights together. This is not a how to wire a light. There are plenty of those kind of videos on YouTube by professionals as well. So I am just doing this as part of the vlog, just sharing the journey. If you do need to wire something, then you can hire a professional. And also in some parts of the world, it is actually, I think it's Australia, correct me if I'm wrong, it's actually illegal to do any electrics in your house. Now it's not in the UK and Ireland, but obviously stay within your skill set and don't tackle something that you're not confident in doing. So I am actually going to shorten the cable on this. You actually don't have to. So if you have purchased this light fitting and you're in the same kind of position as me, where you don't want it as the chandelier length, you want to shorten it. I did later find the instructions, and you can just remove the end piece, shorten it down, like push all of the cable stuff down, and then you can coil it up into the base. So you don't have to do what I'm doing. I am basically shortening the cable, cutting it off, and then rewiring it back into the plate and then sticking it up. But there is another way to do this, which you'll see in a minute, because I found the instructions. Okay, I did it correctly, but it just says you can coil the cable. Oh, I cut the cable to shorten it and I refitted it back into the terminal, live earth neutral. But it does say on the instructions you can coil the cable in the top piece, and I didn't think you could because it seems like there's a lot of cable. So I'm going to try that for this one, and I won't cut it. I'll take off the chain, I'll coil the cable and see, because that's what the instructions are saying to do. Seems like there'd be a lot of stuff up there though. It does say you can cut it, but okay. I'll try it that way this time, because if you keep the cable, then at least you have the option, if you do like sell the light on, that you can keep it as a chandelier. Delby and Rodney, chandelier. Okay, well I actually did it correctly without the instructions. The other box does not have instructions. I double checked just in case I missed something, and that other box didn't. There's no instructions in it. It was the second one that had it, so yeah. Now, spoiler alert, I'm about to run into a little problem. I am stringing up the light how the instructions have said. Also, the instructions are in a brown envelope, and when you take everything out of the box, everything is very tightly packed into the box. Just if you have purchased this light, and then down at the very bottom, you'll have to stick your hand in and you'll find this envelope. Now, wiring lights is harder, well, for me anyway, than doing light switches. Light switches are pretty handy, and you'll probably see me throughout this video taking pictures of the wiring. This is just my map. So I always do this when I'm changing a switch. You'll see later in the video I swap out and I make like, I put a brass one up and I take a picture of what the wiring was and where it was going, and I just copy that then. And it's also good to take a picture because you can see where you've made a mistake. It's handy when I'm filming as well, because if I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, what have I done? I have my footage that I can watch back. So once I wire up this light, I am going to get up and have a look at the wiring. And I was taught how to do this. So I had an electrician out a couple of months ago, and he showed me how he changed the upstairs one and how to change the light switches. And it's now I'm doing the lights and I'm like, oh no, this is a bit beyond my skill set. So basically I need to get a bracket up so that my light can go up. But in order to get the bracket into the ceiling, there is this wiring that you will see. And there is a bottom piece, and if that went into the new light, it would be perfect. But I needed to go up on this bracket. And yeah, I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. It will make sense later in the video. So that's where I have stumbled. So my wiring was good. It was correct. It is just this bracket that I have just stumbled into, yeah, a bit of I've hit a wall with it. But I'm really proud of myself for like building the confidence, because hands up who remembers, was it early last year or was it 2023? I don't know, time goes so fast. But when I was doing the cooker hood and I had a different plug and I rewired the plug, and ever since then my confidence has been, well, I'm always really careful. My electrician did show me how you can just isolate your lights on the fuse board, but whenever I touch anything I actually put the main breaker off. But you can just put the light switch fuse on the fuse board, you can turn it down, but I'm that paranoid that I turn the whole breaker off because it's better to be safe than sorry. And also I have my brother on FaceTime, because whenever I'm doing something like this I'm a bit like, okay, if something went wrong, only the cats are gonna know. So I will usually let someone know if I'm changing a switch and give them a call, or just have them in the background on like FaceTime, just they can work away, and then yeah, check on me in a few minutes when the light is up. So I did successfully fit it because the lights went on, but I have to get the electrician that I used the last time to come out. He did say that the lights are more complex because basically it's like there's complicated wiring and it's screwed into the ceiling, and in order to get the bracket you have to unscrew all of that, pull it down, put your bracket on, because the bracket right now is the wrong, it's the old bracket off this light fitting. Look how dusty that is. Look how dusty. Look at the cobweb on that. Look at that. Oh my god. So I did fit it. I was like, I always get excited when the light switch goes on, but I know what I need to do, but it's beyond what I was taught. Light switches and sockets, earth neutral, live. I'm that kind of girly, but I'm afraid it's like I should have taken the picture. Actually, I'll show you on my tiny camera. Okay, if you can see, you've got earth neutral, live, and you've got these little pins here. But basically the bracket that I want to stick on the wall needs to go above this. So I need to screw this out and stick the bracket on, screw it back up. But in order to get this off, I need to take all of this out. And it's just a bit beyond my skill set. When it comes to fitting down here, it's grand. And also in this is confusing me because there's only 2 cables. And I always thought there needs to be 3. See? But there must be something with the earth is here. So maybe that's why they only have the 2 here. So I'm going to call the man. Oh, I was doing so well. The only way you learn is if you try. I think that electrician, he will be proud of me for trying. He taught me how to do the switches, the socket, and he said the lights are a bit more complex, but I should be fine. But I see the problem I have run into. Oh well, I tried and I did do it. It's just the bracket that is after getting me. It has me gazumped. It is a pretty light. Oh, I love it. At night time, I'll show you what it's like, but I really like that light fitting. It's not too like in your face. And also, if I left this a chandelier, it would be knocking into, you'd be making your breakfast, whacking your head off the light. I really like that, but you can see where the bracket, by using the old bracket, it's not the one. But I just wanted to see what it looked like and if I successfully did it. I'm swapping out these electrical plug sockets. So I had asked my builder to do the wiring for the new plugs. So they positioned the plugs, because if you remember, there was the wall, and in that wall there was 2 radiators and electrical either side. So there was light switches. So all of the light switches then just had to be tweaked. So one of them, this is a new one that you see here. So this wasn't here before the Reno. So this light switch was positioned here, and I just told my builder to put on, like, just even reuse like a basic light switch, because I had planned then to come along and stick on the nice ones. But I didn't want the nice light switches getting wrecked with the plaster, the paint, everything going on. So aside from the floor, there's not going to be, well, even the floor isn't going to be that dusty. Maybe me taking the floor or the skirting boards off, but the cutting can be done outside. So the walls are painted. I am now going to stick on the lovely light switches. So we're making a bit of progress. It feels really slow, but we're getting there. These brass switches, they're the same ones. I'm slowly making my way around the house with the brass switches. So if you saw last with the stair makeover video, and when I did upstairs, I changed the switches to be all these like little brass ones, and they have like a little, my friend Joanne called them a nipple switch, and now I cannot unsee it. So that I was calling them a toggle switch, but she was calling it a nipple switch, and I'm like, okay, that's stuck in my head now, I can't unsee it. So I've slowly been in the house trying to make it all consistent with these light switches. Okay, Miss Bug is having a lunchtime snack. We need to do an honest check-in and see. Okay, let's see our to-do list, because it's full of fiddlies. Right, let us begin. So in the hallway, right, all the skirting boards have to be removed. That is one job, and it has to be done carefully, so we can see if they can be restored, which is going to be so satisfying, because look at that damage. Now that was damaged before the work. I think it was when I was moving a piece of furniture. All the filling, like, just looks nasty. All of the door surrounds have to be sanded. Oh God, they have to be sanded and repainted, because we have like bits of damage as well. Okay. Same down here, there's another bit of damage here. And yeah, so all of this has to be sanded, prepped, painted, so that it will look fresh once again. Skirting boards need to come off. These 2 doors need to come off. They need to be sanded and then painted to blend in. No more green door. Green door was fun. And then, yeah, you can see these are just a bit dusty from the renovation. And the same thing around here. All the door surrounds need to be sanded, need to be painted, and they need to be filled. So you can see all these gaps. They all need to be filled. Up there as well. Dirty big gap. So all of the caulk will make that tidy. Exact same for this door. Needs to come off, be painted. It has painted hinges. Don't kill me. That was me. And the surround needs to be sanded, filled, and painted. Okay. So that is the hallway. Still a good bit to go. The 2 light fittings in the hallway need to be changed. They also need to be purchased. I have not purchased them. Then in the kitchen, the 2 main jobs is backsplash, floor, and skirting boards need to come off, painted, ready to go on after the floor. So if I can have these off, stripped, repaired, painted, ready to go and cured. The next thing is all the mess. There's just random shite everywhere. I need to tidy away my tools, all of that kind of stuff. But like that, I need to tidy as I go. But when it's messy, you just end up chucking things, instead of just tidying them away. And that just gets me even more overwhelmed. Also, totally random. I found this wallpaper sample in a like a copybook thing. And like, there's my heating system. Like, this is, how lovely is this? So I found this. This is Angel Strawbridge. I got this sample years ago. Wallpaper Direct, yeah. The Chateau by Angel Strawbridge. Wallpaper by the Chateau Angel Strawbridge. Design potagerie. That's the detail on it there. But I was like, oh my God, how pretty. Because it has a bee skep in it. And it has bees. And then there's like the carrots in the middle. Like, it's beautiful. And I remember getting this as a sample and I didn't follow through. But look when you put it on the wall next to this paint colour. It's like it was like meant to be. This was not on my like bingo card, but I just found it and I was like, oh wow, that's beautiful. I don't even know if this is still in production. But when I stuck it up against the wall, I was like, this just blends in. I am a far way off fancy walls. Am I, Biog? Where's your brother? I did see your brother when I came in. Are you coming up? Oh, we have to be careful with Biog. I actually need to move the light fitting because what's she going to do? Oh, look at that tail. Oh, you so fabulous. She let me give her a good brush session this morning. She's going to chew the cable, isn't she? So I need to take this light up because I can see that earth wire not being in earth anymore. She can't chew these big ones, but she can chew these small ones. So this needs to go up. No more chewing, Bjug. You're better than this. So the backsplash, I have tiles ordered, but they're not going to be here for a while. As of now, 12 p.m, I have not heard from the floor guy who came out to measure and quote. He has not sent his quote. But the day is young. I am optimistic, Bjog. And then the other thing I need to think of, and I would love your opinion on this, is, let me stand back, window treatments. I don't know what I want to do on the doors and the window. I don't want to put like a big, I don't know, curtain on it or like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to block the light, but they do need a little zhuzh, like a dressing, whether it's like just curtains either side. But obviously you have like, it's smaller this side, narrower than it is this side here where Bjug is. There's more wall. So, I don't know. Your opinions on window dressings. Do I do like a little blind? But then I don't want to cover this section. Do I just do a pole and some curtains that are more decorative? To be honest, I probably won't use them. Yeah, same with the window. Do we do something? Yeah, I'm not in a hurry, but I was just thinking, I was like, that's another thing to do on my list. Also, the washing machine is on again because, that's what we do on our day off. Now, I know I was giving out about the price of things, but I'm after getting a little bargain. I was in Dunn's just getting something, and I walked past the flower section, and there's this chrysanthemum plant 225. I says, okay, I'll take that. 225. So I'm gonna sit it. I'm gonna take it out of the wrapper. And I feel like this is a representation of my life. Hang on. And there we are. When the world is falling apart around us, just get a plant and a flower and everything will be better. I know this for 225. I picked one that has all the buds just getting ready to open. So like with the light in here, I also just took a pot out of the garden. There's the spiders and all in it. So yeah, because everything is fine once we have a little plant. And this just gets me excited because this is what this room needs, is the decorative stuff. Because obviously right now it's like a lovely neutral background. So we can have things like this and pieces of art. And well, when I say pieces of art, you know what I mean. Our thrifted little paintings, not sophisticated art. But yeah, can't wait to get like things like this in the house. But for now, oh, this is what it is. I will be back in the next video. We can get this done in November. I had a moment of overwhelm this morning because like I am doing house projects alongside work and work is really busy in November. So it's not like I have 12 hours a day to just hone in on projects and film. But we can get this done in November. You have faith in me? No, I'm going to plow on over the weekend. Over the weekend, I'm going to remove all these skirting boards and start working on them. And then, tidy up a bit. Filler, caulk, paint, doors. We can get this looking fresh before December. And then I was like, because usually on YouTube, people want Christmas in November. And I don't know. I don't know if we'll have Christmas in November. I may just have to walk around other people's houses with their Christmas decor. But listen, we'll do the mantle. We will do the mantle. I currently still have lavender mantle. Lavender, can we just have a minute for lavender mantle? So if you saw the video back, I did this in August. This is lavender mantle. How many months? So we say August, September, October. Lavender mantle still smells good. And like it's only now kind of losing its shape, but it's not dreadful. I don't think I'm going to throw out that lavender. I think what I might do is obviously remove it, take it off the frame, and like I could do a little, you have seen before on the channel where I did the lavender little hand sewn sacks. I reckon I could shake these off and reuse them. Like I love lavender mantle. I'll be sad to see it go, but yeah, it was fun. And that's what I mean about my little thrifted things in the kitchen. I can't wait to add like texture and colour and pattern. And I've got this like paintings like this. Remember I got this at the I can't remember which car boot sale, but I got it for €50 and I absolutely love it. So I can't wait to, go looking for things like this. But right now my brain is like caught up on caulking and flooring. But we will get to that stage. Here's another cat trying to break in. Toffee, no. Toffee, not today. See, I have to be careful because Bjug gets upset, so I'm like her bouncer. I'm like, not tonight, Toffee, not tonight, other black and white cat. Is there anyone else here? No, just Toffee. Also, I've had a bit of germination on the seed. So yeah, I feel like everything is upside down. But I have me and Bjug. She hasn't destructed or destroyed or peed on anything this week, so that is a win. Now, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for sticking with us. And don't forget to get your 14 days of free personal training by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen. And join me on the journey and getting strong this winter.